just realized I created the worst job in the world and I was not enjoying it. The biggest thing for me between the business that did not work and the business that has grown by almost 1,000% is the market. We don't go after individual renters. We go after property management companies. If we get one company, they can have tens of thousands of apartments under their management.
Today on the show, I'm happy to have Tyler Dunagin. He's the CEO at TurnServ. They're a platform of multifamily focused solutions and services. So, Tyler, what's the revenue of the business currently?
Chad, good to be here today. Multiple seven figures and growing. We're setting up a new location every 2 months, and that number is going to continue to climb. And it's been a whirlwind.
What's been the growth rate? I know you've been seeing some crazy growth here.
Yeah. So the first couple of years, we were building the infrastructure, laying foundation. We actually grew by almost 1,000% over the past 3 years, 979 to be exact. And that landed us at top 500 on the Inc. 5000. We were actually the second fastest growing company in our space in the state of Ohio. So that's surreal to say out loud, but yeah, it's been fast.
And what year did you actually found the business?
So the core business we started in 2018, and I say the core business because we are a platform approach. It's evolved over time. We've added subsidiaries, new companies on our platform. They're all companies that we started. Example, TurnServ is the main parent company. And underneath of that, we own apartmentpainters.com, flooring company, product company, and a few others. So it's really been a launch platform for us. And actually the past 5 years, 3 of the brands that we started did over $1 million in revenue within 18 months of launch.
And so I know you didn't start in such an insanely fast growing company. It was in the real estate flipping. So what drove you to start this company? And then also why are you seeing such great growth here versus what in your previous business, you weren't seeing this rapid scaling?
I did start off in the real estate flipping business. I learned a lot in that space. What I learned the most is there are a lot of variables in residential houses. You have no idea what's beneath the foundation, what's behind the wall, you name it. And it requires an expert that is highly motivated and present every single day to make that business run. It was tough to build out systems around that platform and approach for me. There's people that do it, and bravo to them. For me, there was just too many variables, and I was working 80, 90 hours a week, doing everything I set out to do. And I just realized I created the worst job in the world and I was not enjoying it. I had a crew of 15 people, flipping multiple houses a quarter and doing everything that you're supposed to do, except for the part to where I had to enjoy what I was doing. And that just is not happening. At the time, it was a combination of the business was young. We didn't have every system. We didn't have platforms built out. And that's hard to delegate when you're still forming some of those things. That business grew quickly. But what I realized was that space, the industry, all the variables were too much for me to contain. And I ended up getting into a spot with that to where I just had to walk away. I didn't enjoy it any longer. Money was tight and I was more stressed than I ever could have been. And fast forward, I talked to a mentor and they mentioned to me I should look at the multifamily market. And that led me to exploring apartments and getting to know them top to bottom, from the leasing to the maintenance, you name it. I really dove in there and went quickly. The biggest thing for me between the business that did not work and the business that has grown by almost 1,000% is the market being predictable and being able to build systems and cultivate a good team and really share a vision that aligns with everybody. And we know where we're going. Example, in the multifamily space, 50% of renters move every single year. And for the most part, apartments are large rectangles that are the same colors and have all the same features. And that's easy to scale around versus a residential house where square footage differs, all it needs differ. You need a licensed electrician, plumber, roofer, you name it. There's a lot that goes into the one. And when you're able to run on systems like we are today, that allows you to be fast. And that's what we're seeing right now with our growth rate.
What are some of the core services that you guys are actually providing for this space?
TurnServ is a holistic one-stop solution for multifamily property managers to call between renters. Example, if you rent an apartment, you go to move out, you give your notice, they call us and we schedule it and we handle all the core services such as painting, flooring, bathtub refinishing, every aspect that goes into it. Now, recently, we are starting to focus more on our most impactful brand, which is Liquid Liner, which is a bathtub and tile refinishing and resurfacing company. We own our own product. It's patented. It's massive for the industry, disrupts how things currently go. So to answer your question, we are really focusing on adding the most value where we can, and that we're getting away from being a turnkey solution, and we're really focusing on scaling our bathtub and tile refinishing brand right.
So the core is actually when a renter leaves, you're getting that property ready for the next person.
Absolutely.
Got it. Okay, very interesting. And what do you think is really just the key? This rapid growth, right? There was
Yep.
clearly a need in the space, and you said there's a large addressable market too. Well, has there been any key things along the way that were just, oh wow, that just unlocks big growth for us?
Yeah. So combination of being in the right industry. Keep in mind, we don't go after individual renters. We go after property management companies. If we get one company, they could have tens of thousands of apartments under their management. And if we do a good job once, they ask us to get into all their other units for them. So having the right space and right approach is definitely key. Make sure that pairs well with your goals is definitely one of the large takeaways on that side. For us, key takeaway to talk about the growth rate, again, it comes back down to systems and optimization. So we're huge on the life cycle of information. What I mean by that is if somebody schedules a unit service with us, does that need to go through 6 people or can it automatically ping on somebody's calendar or automatically on the schedule board and our teams get transmitted to it? What we're doing is innovating and updating an outdated market that's massive and growing. Example, all of our team members today, W-2 employees, service members, office people, you name it. They don't need to come to the office every day. We have scheduling software that goes to their phones. They don't need to guess where they're going next. They don't need to wait on a text message or anything like that. They have all the critical information they need in real time in their hands. They're able to go to that property and see all the core details about it and provide that service. Whereas most other companies in our space, not all, but most, they're still calling their technicians at 9 in the morning, telling them where they're going that day. They hope that they can make it, and then they want to know how it goes the next day. We're built for speed, convenience, and innovation for our clients. And the largest thing, and I have to emphasize on it again, is systems. If you don't have systems, you cannot keep up with scale. You cannot move fast. We do hundreds of apartments a month. And the only reason why we can do that is through our software and automation systems aligned with our team members that are incentivized and can see the vision of what we're trying to do and the value we're trying to bring, the impact we're trying to.
And Tyler, I know you're private equity backed here. So can you talk through the path of deciding to take in outside capital and then going through that process?
Yeah, absolutely. So we had somebody close to us that saw our growth, that has acted as a mentor for us. And I would always go to them. They own a much larger business than what we have. And they're the most humble group of people I've ever met in my life. Super helpful. They see our growth. They see the systems we have in place. They know our goals. And the only limitation that kept on coming back was growth capital. And it was a simple conversation with them where they said, hey, we think that we have somebody in mind that would align with your vision and not restrict you too much. We'd love to introduce you. And keep in mind, Chad, before this, I had numerous people reach out to me about growth equity and debt and everything. And it's been no for me along the way because I don't want a blank check. I want a value add partner in all this. We got introduced to somebody, a group that has a background in home services, products, you name it. And they scaled one of the nation's largest home service companies. And they're local to us, which is hugely important for us. And knowing their core values and how they align and where we're at too, it's not so much what we're doing, but it's how we're doing it. They saw the vision. They also act on that as well. And to me, I knew it was a fit. We met and there was a lot of due diligence in the background. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to understate how lengthy of a process it is to get PE back very quickly in that space. If you enjoy the other person, if there's an opportunity here and if you're going to pursue it, within 1 hour, both parties, myself and the other party, knew that we were going to take the next steps and see where this conversation goes. It was a fit right off the rip. And for us, it has been incredible. When you get private equity back, they keep you strictly aligned with how things should go in the sense of reporting and growth rate, run rates, and all those kind of things. So you learn a lot as you go. But for us, that finding that partner, being introduced to them went a long way. Just a warm introduction to somebody brought their guard down and my guard down as well. And we were okay talking shop a little bit because it was a warm intro. And next 3 months go by, a little bit of negotiating. The tough part with negotiating, everybody thinks it's a dollar amount, right? What's your company valuation? How much equity are you going to get, et cetera? That's the easiest part. You can look at financials and have a conversation, come up with that in probably less than a day. The tough part lies in managerial rights, responsibilities, et cetera, and the operating agreement. So that part took around 3 months, and I'll spare you all the details of what goes into that. But if you're getting ready to raise money, just be prepared, have good legal with you and all those kind of things. But it took 3 months. And then next thing you know, the wire hits a bank account and you and your team give a big exhale of relief. And then it quickly goes away because now you're nothing but motivated to deploy that capital and make a big impact. So that's a summarized version of it. There's a lot of emotions that went into that, a lot of time and effort, all those kind of things. And it's been great. We send out weekly reports, monthly reports, all those kind of things. They give us some updates and press work sometimes. But that's what you want a partner. You don't want a partner that's adding no value to you. And it's been an incredible experience with them so far.
And are you currently only servicing Ohio or are you nationwide?
So right now we're in 5 locations. We are setting up a new location every 2 months. We have a very aggressive expansion plan because our business model is so light that allows us to do it. We're built off of systems. We have a full SOP about expansion. We have one team member whose sole job is just expanding us, and from hiring the right team members to making things are stocked, you name it. And that part is really accelerating. So today we are in Cleveland, Ohio, Akron, Columbus, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and we're moving into Chicago here in the next few months as well. And then there's probably 6 other locations that's going to kick off 2025 for us.
If any of our listeners wanted to continue to follow your story or reach out, possibly a property management company, you need some help, how could they do so?
Yeah, so I'm very active on LinkedIn. It's just my first name, last name on LinkedIn. Always open to follow and get value from others. Please engage with me on there. I'd love to hear your story. Reach out. I'm also putting together a secondary website just so I can connect more with like-minded founders and see where the conversation goes. It'll just be my name.com in the near future. Today, just follow me on LinkedIn, engage there, and I'm super active.
Thank you, Tyler, for coming on the show, and everybody for listening to another episode of Failing to Success. If you like the show, make sure to subscribe. See you next time.